here with the Fit App CEO, Cam Speck. Thanks so much for coming on Perform.
Thanks so much, brother. Happy to be here and looking to have a meaningful and impactful conversation.
Yeah, so I want to know, and I know my viewers want to know, when you thought about Fit App, like tell us where you were, how you thought of the idea.
Yeah, man. So it's quite an interesting story. I mean, it started with a personal passion of working out. I was working in the hospitality industry at a young age, and I wanted to move through, the ranks as quickly as possible. And I knew personal development and professional development was going to be my foundation for growth. So, moving my body and putting good nutrition into my system allowed me to perform better at anything I did. So I started to really integrate a consistent training plan and a nutrition plan, which allowed me to have the mental clarity, the energy, and just the enthusiasm to push through. So, when I was 19, I was a bartender. By the time I was 20, I was a junior manager. By 21, I was a GM of a large nightclub, and blowing past all of my peers in terms of promotions. And, as I progressed through that industry, I ended up purchasing a franchise from the president of the company I was working for at the time with a few buddies. And, we ended up developing new locations across Alberta and BC. So in 3 years' time, from start to finish, we essentially opened 7 new locations. And everybody around me was just really in awe of how I was able to achieve such tremendous success at a young age. And they asked, what's my secret sauce? What's my magic pill? And as you know, there's no magic pill. There's no secret sauce. It's just consistent hard work and a commitment to constant growth. And, I kept telling them, I said, listen, I spend the first few hours of my day working on myself, my physical body, my psychological mindset, my soul. And I implement these rituals and habits on a daily basis to help me perform better at anything I do. And they said, man, can you help me with, setting this foundation? And so I started to develop workout plans and meal plans for people, just for free, out of the kindness of my own heart, because I knew how effective it was, for my career growth and my personal development. And so I started, after work every day, I'd go home and at the kitchen table, I'd write out, workout plans and meal plans for people. And this was like pre-app store. This was digital fitness. I was writing this stuff on, PDF documents so people could post them on their fridge. And as I was doing this, I noticed that, I was helping people around me both, step into their true power, build confidence, shed some of those limiting beliefs that they had, and be able to set goals that they could accomplish. So, for me, I was fascinated by the fact that I could go into the gym and I could set a goal and I was in complete control of the outcome. So as I progressed through my fitness journey, I was setting goals and achieving those goals. And I translated that into business where I would set goals and achieve those goals. And what started to happen was my internal belief system started to build and it started to compound. So, I really thought that anything I set my mind to do, any goal that I had, I could achieve. And I really believed that. And I think that was the first step to manifesting my current reality. And, so as it kind of went on, my partner and I was living with my partner Landon Hamilton at the time, and we were working out together, and he was running an app agency. He was, a background in design and digital media. And, he was looking at me, this old school way of writing programs, was like, man, there's got to be a better way. Have you looked in the app store? Have you looked online to find, maybe some software that could potentially help you? So I did some research, looked in the app store and looked online, and there really wasn't anything that could solve the problem we wanted to solve. We wanted to be able to give people, professional workout plans and meal plans based on their goals and credentials on a digital platform. And, I kind of had this aha moment and, realized that this is an opportunity. And so the next day we went and incorporated the company as Total Fitness and Nutrition. This is again back in 2019, and we went to work on building an app. And Landon, my partner, had obviously he was running an app agency, so he had some technical background on how to do so. So he managed the developer that we hired, And I onboarded some coaches to develop the workout plans and some nutritionists to develop the nutrition plans. And again, this was a kind of a side job for us. I was still running all of the restaurants, and he was running, several different apps. And so, it took us about 2 years to get to market. We launched that product, and we got some really good consumer feedback. They said, listen, like, this is amazing. You're giving me an effective and cost-efficient way to replace my personal trainer. But the one really incredible piece of feedback we got was, you've kind of taken the personality out of personal training. It was just a faceless piece of software that gave people programs. And I kind of thought about that and said, listen, like, why did people want my program so much? They saw, they saw the growth I had as an individual person, and they were inspired by what I was able to achieve. So removing that inspiration piece and that personality piece from the software we developed was almost like a non-starter. So we thought about this and said, wow, like, how can we really interject and integrate some personality to our platform? And at the same time, in about 2014, we were traveling to different fitness expos. One comes to mind, the Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio. And we walked in there to talk to a bunch of different supplement companies, because we wanted to integrate supplements into our app, so we could, obviously generate some revenue and complete the holistic package of, the movement routine, the nutrition routine, and then the supplementation for obviously energy and recovery and sleep. And so walking around this expo, and there was just massive lines. There's about 85,000 people that go through the doors in 2 days. And we walk in, we see this huge line, a few hundred people at least. And we said, listen, let's go talk to this brand. And, we kind of navigated our way to the front of the brand, and we noticed it wasn't a supplement brand at all. It was an individual. It was a female by the name of Michelle Lumen, and she had a couple hundred girls in line. And as we saw them approach her and give her a hug, they were in tears. And, we had discovered Michelle about a year prior to going to this expo in 2014. And she was the first that kind of pioneered the providing exercise demonstrations and guidance on her social media. And she had a couple 100,000 followers at the time, but we really, saw that she was changing people's lives through social media and through providing guidance and storytelling and information and support. And so we looked at Michelle and said, wow, man, imagine having someone like Michelle on our platform giving her programs and her guidance, instead of just hiring models to, act in a way and fulfill the programs that we had created. So, we walked up we stood in line and walked up to Michelle, and we started to cultivate this impromptu pitch. And we get up there excited, and we go, Michelle, like, oh, we got this idea. And sort of word vomited all over her. And she took a step back and said, no English. Like, at the time, she didn't really speak any English, and pointed to her husband, Jimmy. And we went and, sort of pitched Jimmy on this idea. And he said, sounds great, guys. Like, this is something of interest to us. And, it's something that we've been approached with before. Here's my contact information. I'd love to further the conversation. So, we walked the expo and talked to a few different athletes that were sponsored by different supplement brands to see if there was interest on being a part of our platform. And, there was, and that's kind of when the idea of Fitplan was born. Fast forward to today, and, we've got close to 50 celebrity trainers and influencers and athletes on board. And our real goal is just to, provide meaningful workout plans and guidance holistically around health and fitness to support as many possible people around the world as we can.
Wow. That's an inspiring story. Was there ever a time where you were questioning if you're going to keep going? Maybe it was money. Maybe you got into a spot where it was like a really hard spot and you're like, fuck, I don't know if we're going to keep doing this. Give us some insight on that.
Absolutely. I think every day. And, and to this day, there's moments where I question everything. Yeah. There's so much uncertainty, but the one thing that remains certain is change. Mm-hmm. Change is inevitable. And if you're able to understand that, change is just certain in everything that we do, and being able to adapt to change fast, quickly, and with ease is how you're able to push through the challenges and battles. So, we ran out of money many, many times. We had athletes leave. We had staff members leave. We, overpromised and underdelivered. I think, typical business hurdles that you face, but, understanding that these are challenges, and challenges are meant to be overcome, and having a mindset that, you can push through, you can persevere through absolutely anything, has allowed me to, get to where I am today.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things that I noticed from you guys is obviously the partnership with J-Lo and Alex Rodriguez. I mean, that was pretty impressive. So give us some insight on how that happened, what's going on with them. Just give us the lowdown on that, because that's pretty impressive on my end.
Yeah, so in early 2019, we decided that we wanted to do something a little disruptive in the space, and we wanted to partner with professional athletes. We were just serving a market that was the gym goer and the fat loss community, and the community that wanted to build muscle. And we wanted to get into the sport specific training. And we noticed, just being connected with Alex Rodriguez, that he was, liking and commenting and supporting a lot of the same influencers that we were either interested in onboarding or had already been on our platform. So, doing more research, we really looked into the A-Rod Corp and all of the investments and different things that they had within their portfolio. And, their main thing is real estate, but, they did a partnership with UFC gyms, and they did a partnership with a yoga studio, True Fusion. And he was, the one thing missing from his portfolio was a digital fitness platform. So we figured it was an opportunity for him to, add that to his portfolio, do something he's really passionate about, which is health and fitness. He's a born athlete, and he's very, very still consistent with his training. We figured, wow, what better person to not just have on our board as an investor, but actually in our app as an athlete. And it just adds a layer of credibility to what we're doing. And he can be the staple athlete for our, the new division of sports specific training. So we started to have conversations with Alex, and he was really, really interested at first at just investing. He wanted to be a part of the platform. He wanted to support our growth. He saw us as the game-changing digital platform in the space, and he wanted to be a part of it. And as we sort of navigated our way through the partnership, he said, listen, I'd love to be a trainer and provide my guidance, and I'd like to do some workouts with Jennifer. That's where it all kind of cultivated. And, he's been a tremendous partner for us. Jennifer has been supportive for us, and we're just continuing to grow.
Well, are you the closer that got in touch with him, or was it your partner? How did you make first contact with Alex Rodriguez?
Yeah, so it was actually an introduction that Jimmy Lewin had made. They had met a few years prior, and they had stayed in contact. And Jimmy Lewin introduced Landon and myself, and Landon went and took the first conversation with Alex. And we had several conversations, obviously, after that. But yeah, Landon was the one that actually closed that deal.
Nice. Yeah. So
So
what's next coming up in the next, say, 6 months with FitApp? Do you guys got any exciting things coming up that you could let us know about?
We got lots of incredible things coming up. On product specific stuff, we know that this industry is saturated. We know that there's going to be some sort of form of consolidation with all of these different fitness apps, and we want to be that home. We want to be that platform play. So we're currently, in the process of launching our workout builder, which allows any trainer around the world that has some guidance to share to upload their content to our platform and monetize that content to their audience. So instead of us being the content creator and the production team and the ceiling of our scale with onboarding trainers and producing content, we're going to open that up to the micro trainers in the space that have an audience that they want to monetize. So that's one huge thing on the product itself, which is really going to expand our reach in the space, and it's going to disrupt a lot of businesses. And the other thing that we're next ready to release is live streaming. So we want to be able to create that one-to-one connection with our trainers and their audience. So we're going to have the one-to-one live streaming capability as well as one-to-many. So a trainer can go on there and do a live class to hundreds or thousands of people, answer questions, do a live Q&A afterwards. We're super excited about that. And then in terms of business, we're really trying to diversify our trainers. We've got a lot of trainers in, like I said, fat loss and muscle building, and we're really, and now the sport specific scene with Rob Gronkowski and Chris McCaffrey, and Alex, obviously. And now we're looking to really diversify ourselves into some more functional fitness style stuff, some yoga, even some meditation, because, we know firsthand that mindfulness is an absolute key to anything that you're doing in life. So yeah, we're going to continue to onboard really incredible trainers. We're improving our products so that we offer more value to our consumers in our community, and just keep building.
Nice. So tell me about the relationship between you and your business partner. Like, how did you guys meet? Give us a little bit of background on that.
Yeah, it's so we were both in the hospitality space, and we met working at one of the bars, and we had a passion for fitness, and it really just started with us working out together, and this is going on 13 years ago. Wow. And we became workout partners, and then we started to live together because we had a lot of aligned sort of personal values. And then he was an entrepreneur, and I was an entrepreneur, and we put our heads together on something that was super meaningful and impactful for us, and here we are today. And I mean, there's obviously been ups and downs in our relationship, but we dedicated ourselves at the start of our relationship to, self-mastery and letting go of ego and healing these programs that we've had from childhood that cause these triggers to lash out and blame and all that sort of stuff. So, we've really focused on becoming better human beings so we could be better partners and better friends, and better leaders for our community. And that's really, how our relationship has evolved, and it couldn't be stronger today. And, it's been really, really incredible to have not just a friend, but a business partner to grow through, so many different challenges and obstacles. And it's been amazing.
Yeah, no, I know the feeling. I mean, I've been partners with my partner for 18 years.
Wow.
So it's like a marriage, we like to have a little bit of space, keep the, we'd always have our offices on the opposite side. We still love each other, but we find a way to make it work. But yeah, that's awesome to hear. Are you currently having any supplements with your platform right now? Can you give us some insight on that?
Yeah, we don't currently offer any supplements, and it's been an ask from our community. We really wanted to stay focused on our core competency. A lot of our trainers either have their own supplement line or they're sponsored by another supplement company. So it's always been something we've wanted to do. Myself and my partner and most of our community are supplement users. And, we always had sort of the vision of creating our own product line so that it wouldn't interfere with some of the other partnerships our trainers had. It was a part of the Fitplan brand. It was part of the same contract, and they would have the opportunity whether to be a part of that or not. So at this time, we're not moving forward with product development in the supplement space as of yet. The first sort of thing that we're going to optimize is at-home equipment. So, we saw through COVID the demand of home workouts and the lack of equipment that people had access to. So, we took a quick pivot to develop some lightweight at-home workout equipment like the booty bands, foam rollers, some sliders, and whatnot. And we're going to continue to go down that space and offer, home workout kits with our home workout plans, and revisit supplements at a later date.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you ever want to do something joint together, we should talk, and we're definitely interested. I mean, it's a great mix.
Absolutely, yeah. And your products are great, so kudos to you guys.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about, all these different athletes that you have. Like, how are they differentiating themselves? How are they promoting themselves? And has there been one big one where you've been like, holy smokes, like this person just like lit it up for you?
You know what? There's been quite a few on our platform that have just lit it up. For example, Lynn Lowe's, she's a Swedish girl out of Uppsala, Sweden. She's a cancer survivor, so has a super tremendous story. When we onboarded her, she had, a few 100,000 followers. She's got more than 2 million now, and she is super consistent with not just learning on how to improve herself as a trainer, but educating and supporting her audience. I think the biggest thing in the space these days is continuing to learn and adapt new philosophy around training styles and being able to share that information and guidance with your audience. A lot of people in the space I see, they want to, do the typical look at me, look at me, look at me, but aren't providing the meaningful value that the audience is really there to learn from. And that's the biggest thing that we look for, is how willing are these trainers to support, to educate, to guide these audience members. Because if you think about it, when you go to a personal trainer, they give you a plan. They're there to hold your hand through the whole plan and hold you accountable to the execution. Now, we wanted to sort of cultivate that same thing in a digital aspect. So our trainers are your coach. They're going to answer your DM messages. They're going to answer the messages that you have within the app. They're going to guide you and support you on the things that you need. So Lynn was a huge one. She does that consistently. She's really great. Melissa Alcantara, Fit Girl Mel, an absolutely phenomenal trainer. She's got a really raw approach to training. She's got an incredible transformation story, and she's been tremendous for our platform. Another one is Sammy Clark. Sammy Clark was, we wanted to take a shot at onboarding a micro influencer that had, under 100,000 followers, and see if we can work with them to build not just their personal brand, but a brand within the Fitplan community. And she's been absolutely outstanding. She's got a very unique, positive voice and message. She's all about health first. She really wants to educate and support her audience, and not just like their physical well-being, but their mental well-being and their spiritual well-being as well. So she's been tremendous at cultivating an audience of women and men that want to really live an incredible, healthy life. And Michael Hearn has been phenomenal for us. He is just, a humble warrior. He goes above and beyond to support his community. It's what he cares about most, and it really shines through his work ethic. So those few that I mentioned really set the tone for what I believe trainers out there in the social space should be doing. It's all about the value you're providing to your audience. It's about the education that you're providing to them, and it's about continually growing as a human being so that you can support and serve, humans.
And how has COVID affected you guys?
Yeah, so COVID, has been really good for us. In the beginning, we grew in March and April, we grew like crazy. And we had to actually pivot a little bit in COVID, as our business model was producing content and launching content. We would launch a new plan, every week or two. And obviously with COVID, we were unable to shoot any new content. So what we did was we empowered our trainers to create content and submit it to us so we could upload new plans for the community that was looking for at-home digital solutions during COVID. So, we didn't have a lot of at-home workout content available on the Fitplan app pre-COVID. We had a few plans, but our bread and butter was, innovating and improving the gym experience by giving a personal trainer in your pocket. And so we lacked home workout content, but we were able to pivot quickly. We were able to lean on our influencers to create content for us. And, the workout content that we launched over COVID was the most used content on our platform. So it was, we made a good decision, and it worked well. And the support from our trainers really helped us grow through COVID. And it's been great. I mean, for us, it's been really nice to be able to help people with their physical and mental health through such trying times. And, as well as I do, if you're in a bad mood or having a shitty day, moving the body will completely change that state, so you can only control what you can control, and you can definitely control how your body moves and how you feel. And health and fitness is definitely the best way to do so.
Yeah, man. You know what? On that note, honestly, that's a lot, bro. Like, I really appreciate all this. I think my audience is going to love it. Is there anything that you wanted to cover at all that maybe, or any questions you had for me before we wrap up today?
No, I don't think so, Jason. I just really appreciate you taking the time to have a conversation with me. We're our business, like I said, is just passionate about helping as many possible people as we can live a better life through health and fitness. and we're onboarding the best trainers that, you know, want to support and give the guidance that people really need. And we're just here to serve and support. And I'm grateful that you had me on the call today to speak to your audience, and I hope you got some value from this.
Oh, definitely. Tons of value. Thank you so much for coming on today. Really appreciate it.